Big news has arrived at the Red Devils. Want all the details? Then stay tuned until the end of the video. But first, if you're a Manchester United fan, show your love and subscribe to the channel now, and turn on notifications. Here, we post daily news and behind-the-scenes stories from the Premier League's biggest club, Manchester United. Thank you. Rejecting a Saudi offer, Ronaldo's advice, and Ratcliffe, Bruno Fernandes, a Manchester United hero. Manchester United captain Bruno Fernandes is set to play his 300th match for the club against Brighton this weekend. Reflecting on his early days at United, Fernandes laughed, "I can sing, but not very well," recalling his initiation song when he first joined. "We had a lot of Latin players, so I picked a Spanish song because I knew they'd sing along with me." Fernandes arrived from Sporting Lisbon in January 2020 for £46.6 million. United thought they'd made a significant signing, but no one could have predicted the transformative impact he would have on the club. Over the past 5 years, Fernandes has scored 100 goals, provided 84 assists, won the Sir Matt Busby Player of the Year award 4 times, and now prepares for his 300th match against Brighton. The 31-year-old has devoted his prime years to United. He hit the ground running in his first season and never looked back. "I don't know why it worked out like that. Some players struggle more," he said of his explosive start. "It's a massive club. A massive league. The difference between the Premier League and anywhere else isn't just about quality. It's the intensity, the style of football, everything is so different. I was hungry to prove myself because, for me, the first chance is often the last, so I had to make the most of it. My only focus was the Premier League, because my dream was to play here for many years." That dream almost ended last summer when Saudi club Al Hilal made a staggering financial offer for United's captain. Fernandes admitted the offer was very good but ultimately rejected it. "I talked with Cristiano Ronaldo about it, the situation, Saudi Arabia, everything. I won't share exactly what he said, but we discussed it. Obviously, he had experience with the coach there, Jorge Jesus, who had been at Al Hilal for 3 years, Fernandes explained. The first thing he asked me was, 'Are you too expensive for the club?' I said, 'There are no players too expensive for this club.' But I told him I wasn't eager to go to Saudi Arabia. I wanted to stay. And he's a coach I respect a lot. He trusted me to go to Sporting and play on the big stage. Cristiano had his opinion, which was important, but the final decision is always mine and the club's." Even more influential than Ronaldo's advice was the input of someone even closer, his wife, Ana Pinu. "It was crucial. She was the first person I spoke to," he said. "I told her, 'Look, there's an offer from Saudi Arabia.' She asked, 'Have you achieved everything you wanted at the club?' And honestly, I hadn't. That conversation played a big part in my decision because if I didn't try, I'd regret it for sure." When asked if the door to Saudi Arabia was completely closed, Fernandes replied, "I don't know. No one has spoken to me about it recently. They, Al Hilal, were obviously unhappy with my rejection, and I accept that. Right now, I'm happy at United, and I won't make any decisions about my future before the World Cup." Fernandes spoke to the press on Friday morning, brimming with positivity after United's win over Liverpool. "It was very good, obviously very positive," he said about this week's training. 10 years ago, we wouldn't have had a good result there. A win was huge. Being the captain during our first Anfield win since 2016 was special." Off the pitch, Fernandes embodies leadership. He knows the names of the youth players promoted to first-team training, offers to cover their travel to cup finals, and even showed up for first-team practice in the rain. "I try to do things that help the team and help the club get closer to success," he said. "I haven't achieved everything I wanted here yet, but I keep striving for it every season." Fernandes is driven by the Premier League and Champions League. "I can't promise when or if it will happen, but that's my goal, and the club's goal too." His first trophy at United came with the Carabao Cup in 2023, but he says the FA Cup win against Manchester City was even sweeter. The FA Cup is bigger in England for the fans and for football history. It was very special to win it at Wembley. He also praised the club's summer signings. "We didn't just need good players, we needed great players," Fernandes explained. "Players with personality who understand the club's scale, like Mateus Cunha and Brian Bumo. Even the young ones, like Sen Lamens and Benjamin Sesko, came ready to seize their moment. That's what United demands. Take your chance and make it count." Fernandes even joked about Sir Jim Ratcliffe and Ruben Amorim. "I haven't told Sir Jim yet. He's here at training sometimes, we chat a bit, but he doesn't get involved with tactics." With his contract running until 2027 and the option to extend, Fernandes is looking to leave a lasting legacy. "When I came here, it was a dream. Playing football is a success. I want to keep improving, keep competing, and help this club achieve its goals. I've still got a lot to give." Even approaching his 300th match, Fernandes remains grounded and driven. "I frame all the shirts from the first games I've played, keep special ones from trophies and captaincy moments. These are memories I'll pass on to my children. Football is my life, my passion, and I'm grateful every day to wear this shirt." Fernandes' commitment to Manchester United has not gone unnoticed. Fans, teammates, and pundits alike have hailed him as a modern-day legend of the club. His leadership both on and off the pitch is a constant example of professionalism. From mentoring younger players to ensuring the team culture remains strong, Fernandes has become the standard-bearer for what it means to wear the United shirt. Even recent summer signings have felt the impact of his guidance. Fernandes has personally taken the time to integrate new players into the squad, encouraging them to play with confidence and ambition. "I want them to take risks, to step up, to feel they can be the player the club needs," he said. "The Premier League is not just about skill, it's about mental strength, character, and knowing how to handle pressure. That's what I try to pass on." The rejection of Al Hilal's lucrative offer sent shockwaves across the football world. The Saudi club reportedly saw Fernandes as a marquee signing, capable of elevating the league's profile. For United, however, keeping their captain signaled ambition and continuity. The decision underscored that Fernandes values more than financial gain. He wants to achieve greatness at the club he loves. Analysts praised his choice as a testament to loyalty in an era when top players are often tempted by overseas offers. Fernandes' relationship with Cristiano Ronaldo also highlighted the importance of mentorship in football. While Ronaldo's advice was valuable, Fernandes ultimately followed his own instincts and prioritized family and long-term goals. "Cristiano gave me his perspective, which was important, but the final call had to be mine and the club's," Fernandes said. This approach reflects maturity and self-awareness, qualities that have helped him thrive in one of football's most challenging environments. Off the field, Fernandes continues to leave a mark. His attention to detail, whether in training or with the club's youth players, demonstrates his commitment to building a lasting legacy. From attending training in the rain to offering to fund youth players' travel to major finals, he sets a standard of dedication few can match. "I try to do things that help the team and help the club get closer to success," he noted. As Fernandes approaches his 300th appearance, Manchester United is reminded not just of his statistical achievements, 100 goals, 84 assists, for Player of the Year awards, but also of the intangible qualities he brings: leadership, resilience, and an unwavering desire to win. His journey also resonates as a story of ambition balanced with loyalty, a rare combination in modern football. The implications of his continued presence at United are clear. The club now has a captain whose influence extends far beyond match day. He shapes the culture, motivates the squad, and represents the club on the world stage. For fans, Fernandes' story is a symbol of hope and identity, a player who arrived as a talent and became a cornerstone, willing to reject lucrative offers elsewhere to chase true achievement at Old Trafford. Looking forward, Fernandes is determined to add more chapters to his United story. The Premier League and Champions League remain the ultimate goals, but his focus on mentorship, leadership, and legacy ensures that his impact will last long after the final whistle. "I still have a lot to give," he said. "I want to compete at the highest level, inspire my teammates, and leave a legacy my family and the fans can be proud of." Bruno Fernandes, the Manchester United hero who chose legacy over fortune. As Bruno Fernandes prepares to make his 300th appearance for Manchester United against Brighton this weekend, the club and its fans pause to reflect on a journey that has transcended mere statistics. From his first steps onto the Old Trafford pitch to becoming the heartbeat of the team, Fernandes' story is one of talent, leadership, and unwavering loyalty. When he arrived from Sporting Lisbon in January 2020 for £46.6 million, few could have imagined the seismic impact he would have. 5 years later, the Portuguese midfielder has scored 100 goals, provided 84 assists, won the Sir Matt Busby Player of the Year award 4 times, and captained a squad hungry for silverware. His influence extends beyond numbers. He sets the tone in training, mentors young players, and embodies the professionalism every top club dreams of. This summer, Fernandes faced a career-defining decision. A lucrative offer from Saudi Arabia's Al Hilal tested his loyalty. While the sum on the table was astronomical, Fernandes' priorities were clear. Guided by thoughtful conversations with Cristiano Ronaldo, coach Jorge Jesus, and, most importantly, his wife Ana Pinho, Fernandes chose the path of legacy over immediate financial reward. "I could have gone, but my heart was at United. This club has been my home for my best years," he said. The choice sent ripples across the football world, earning him praise as a modern-day paragon of commitment and integrity. Fernandes' leadership is visible everywhere. From attending senior team training in the rain to personally welcoming new signings, he ensures the squad understands not just their role on the pitch but their responsibility to the club's culture. Players like Matheus Cunha, Brian Bumo, Benjamin Sesko, and young goalkeeper Sen Lamens have thrived under his guidance, learning the mental and tactical demands of Premier League football. "I want them to feel confident, to take risks, to rise to the occasion," Fernandes explained. The impact of Fernandes' presence resonates far beyond Manchester. Analysts and pundits note that United's current resurgence in form, coupled with a renewed sense of purpose in the squad, owes much to his influence. His story exemplifies the modern footballer's struggle to balance ambition, loyalty, and personal values in a globalized sport. By rejecting the Saudi offer, Fernandes sent a powerful message. Success is measured not just by wealth, but by the legacy you leave behind. His achievements in trophies also speak volumes. While the 2023 Carabao Cup victory was a milestone, the FA Cup triumph over Manchester City stands as a testament to his competitive spirit and love for the game. Fernandes doesn't just play football, he shapes it, pushing his teammates to elevate their standards and embracing the responsibilities that come with captaincy. Looking ahead, Fernandes is focused on what remains unfinished. The Premier League title and the Champions League remain elusive, but his vision extends beyond silverware. He wants to cultivate a culture of excellence, to mentor the next generation, and to ensure Manchester United remains a club defined by ambition, skill, and heart. "I still have a lot to give. I want to compete at the highest level and leave a legacy my family and the fans can be proud of," he said. As Fernandes dons the captain's armband for his 300th match, Manchester United celebrates more than a player. It celebrates a leader, a mentor, and a symbol of resilience and loyalty. In an era where footballers are often defined by transfers and market value, Bruno Fernandes reminds the world that true greatness comes from dedication, passion, and the courage to make the right choice, even when the world offers otherwise. Ruben Amorim was right about Man United vs Liverpool. Now his players need to prove him wrong. Manchester United just pulled off their biggest win under Ruben Amorim so far, a hard-fought 2-1 victory over Liverpool on Sunday. Let's be honest, 11 wins in 35 Premier League games isn't a record any manager would be proud of, especially not at a club like United. But as poor as the numbers look since Amorim's appointment nearly a year ago, there have been flashes of something better. United have taken points off 4 of last season's top 6. Throw in a dramatic penalty shootout win over Arsenal in the FA Cup, and Newcastle is now the only team in that group that United haven't beaten during Amorim's reign. It's a strange contrast when you consider the team's ongoing struggles. Ahead of Sunday's clash with Liverpool, Amorim offered a telling explanation for United's tendency to rise against the big sides. Maybe it's about expectations. When you're expected to win, the pressure is heavier. At a club like Manchester United, you're supposed to win every game. Sometimes we struggle with that. Maybe it's easier for the players when we're not the favourites. But we have to change that. Based on their performance at Anfield, he may be onto something. But while big wins against teams like City, Chelsea, and Liverpool make for great headlines, they won't carry United to where they want to be. If this team really wants to climb the table and return to European competition, they need to handle business against the so-called smaller clubs too. It starts with Brighton this weekend, a side that's quietly become a Premier League mainstay, finishing in the top half in 3 of the last 4 seasons. United's recent record against the Seagulls is worrying. 6 losses in the last 8 meetings. That has to change. Then comes a run of crucial fixtures: Nottingham Forest, Tottenham, Everton, Crystal Palace, West Ham, Wolves, Bournemouth. If United are serious about turning the season around, this is where they prove it. They've shown they can rise to the big occasions. Now, it's time to show they can handle the grind. With performances like the one at Anfield, there's real hope. But consistency, especially against teams outside the spotlight, will define this season. Ruben Amorim was right about Man United vs Liverpool. Now his players need to prove him wrong. Manchester United's 2-1 win over Liverpool wasn't just a standout result. It was a turning point under Ruben Amorim's tenure. After months of inconsistency, tactical doubts, and growing pressure, United finally showed the kind of fight and control fans have been demanding. Amorim called it their most significant win since he took charge, and for good reason. However, one result doesn't change the bigger picture. United remain a team with more questions than answers. Despite flashes of promise against top opposition, their inability to maintain that level against mid- and lower-table teams continues to hold them back. That inconsistency is what Amorim openly addressed before the Liverpool match, suggesting his players sometimes perform better when the pressure is off and expectations are lower. Sunday's performance gave weight to that theory. United played with intensity, tactical discipline, and belief, traits rarely seen in games where they are expected to dominate. But Amorim himself knows that beating Liverpool won't matter much if the team reverts to bad habits in upcoming matches. The next few weeks will define whether this was a breakthrough or a brief high. Fixtures against Brighton, Nottingham Forest, Everton, Crystal Palace, West Ham, Wolves, and Bournemouth are the kind of games United need to win consistently if they want to climb the table and fight for European qualification. Brighton in particular will be a key test. Although not a traditional powerhouse, they've become one of the most tactically sound and competitive sides in the league, and United's recent record against them is poor. 6 losses in their last 8 meetings highlight a bigger issue: a lack of consistency and mental sharpness when facing opponents that don't carry the same reputation as a Liverpool or Manchester City. There are broader consequences at stake, too. The Liverpool win temporarily eases pressure on Amorim, but expectations remain high. The club is in a period of restructuring both on and off the pitch, and the manager knows results are the only thing that can guarantee stability. The board has signaled support, but that backing is conditional, and largely dependent on what happens next. Amorim has emphasized the need for change in mentality. He wants his players to approach every match with the same urgency and belief they showed at Anfield. That's easier said than done. It requires depth, focus, and emotional maturity, all areas where United have come up short over the past year. What comes next will determine how this season is remembered. If United build on this momentum and finally find consistency, the Liverpool win may be seen as the spark that lit the fire. If they stumble again against teams they're expected to beat, it will go down as just another isolated high point in a turbulent campaign. The message is clear: one big win is not enough. Now it's time to prove that Manchester United can show up every weekend, not just when the spotlight is brightest.